If you are a woman who is child free and you are on the fence about having kids, let yesterday, which was Mother's Day, be a master class on why you need to think long and hard about that decision. Being a mother is such a thankless job, and the return on investment does not offer or even compare to the risk that a woman takes with her mental, her physical, and her emotional being to bring forth children and to parent and mother those children. The bar is literally in hell. I saw men running around at the grocery store picking up anything, no thought, no concern, just anything to appease these women who take care of their kids 365 days a freaking year. I see men in the mall running around buying last minute gifts, trying to do the very same thing. And then I even saw men picking up gifts from the roadside, like people have vendors and stuff. Like, that is just so tacky. Then you have the man who does absolutely nothing and says to his kid's mother, well, you're not my mom, so I don't have to recognize you. Huh? There were so many women who were crying, who felt unappreciated, who felt unloved, who felt unthanked, who were just genuinely sad about the choice of being a mother. Because as a woman, you give up so much of your life to bring forth life. And a lot of women are saying that it's really not worth it. So, ladies, if you're on the fence about having children, let yesterday be your master class of why you need to think long and hard about that decision.
There are a lot of people who want kids, but they don't want to be parents. And she was like, so you never wanted kids? I'm like, it's not that I never wanted kids. The older I get, the more I realize, like, there aren't too many people that I feel like worth giving children to. And a lot of y'all like the idea of being parents and like having your little mini-me and dressing them up and being all cute or whatever. You don't want to be a parent when they're fucking 16. You don't want to be a parent when they're 18. You don't want to be a parent when they're 25 buying their first home and they need some earnest money.
I don't necessarily think it's always that they don't want to be a parent. I don't think people really understand
what being
a parent really means and all that it entails and all the self-control you have to do and all the work you have to do on yourself before you can really be a well-rounded individual to be able to teach somebody else to be a well-rounded individual. A lot of people have a lot of unresolved trauma, and if you're not looking into the things that happened to you that have kind of created the steps for you and made you the way that you are, then you can't possibly avoid passing some of those things down.
I'm crying so hard. I like comfort people all the time, like their family members are gonna be okay, I'm gonna take great care of them, I have not a care in the world. It's like I'm so desensitized to it, but like my dog is getting fixed right now. I'm working, so my mom is taking her, and my dog is so anxious like around new people and like when she has to get procedures, so they gave her extra sedation, and so my mom FaceTimed me. And I always think worst case scenario because I'm in the ICU, and oh my god, she was like, she's getting really sleepy, she's like not moving or anything. I'm like, Mom, that is not what I want to hear. And like, I'm literally just a dog mom. I'm like, this is how I know, like, I don't even want kids, but like, this is how I know I can't even have kids, because like, don't, like, when it comes to my dogs, just like, don't let it come to my dogs, because I can't handle it. Like, oh my god, like, how do people do this? Oh my god. I'm gonna have like I don't even think I'm gonna be able to sleep today until I know she's out of surgery. Like, oh my god, how do people do this?
I'm 27 and I know that I'm never gonna be a mother. And before you tell me, oh, she's too young, she doesn't know what she's talking about, please just hear me out. I've never been a nurturing person, and that's not to say that I'm not caring. Some of my friends have said that they've always wanted to be a mother, even when they were a kid themselves. That's just never happened for me. Even though I'm 27, I'm still working on becoming a better person. If I were to bring a child into this world right now, I would have just been passing down generational trauma. And I don't want to create a new generation of people that's going to make life worse for everybody that they interact with. Because let's be frank, bringing a new life into this world is not just a decision that will affect you or your family. It's going to affect a lot more people, everybody that they interact with. If I don't think I can raise a child that's going to be an amazing person, no, I'm not going to do it. And lastly, I'm just very selfish. I have very finite time on this earth. I want to experience the world as much as I can. You can tell me that, oh, being a mom is a unique experience that cannot be replaced by anything else. And I completely agree with you. However, that's an experience that I'm okay with not having. I'm already fulfilled by a lot of the things that I'm pursuing in life, and that's just a personal decision. I'm making this video because I recently had a conversation with my mom, and I asked her, why did you decide to have me? Her answer was, that's just what I'm supposed to do. Everybody around me wanted me to become a mom. And I asked her, if nobody around you pushed you to be a mom, would you ever have had me? Her answer was, no. My mom is the most loving mom. She did everything she could to raise me to the best of her abilities. I don't blame her for her answer. In fact, I am very grateful that we can have a candid conversation like this, but it just made me think that a lot of people, before they decide to bring a child into this world, they didn't really think too deeply into why they're doing this. This is also not a video to bash mothers. I just want people who do decide to become one really think about why they're making that decision, and I hope that they're doing it because they want to raise them into amazing humans that can make humanity and the world better.
It's with any big life change. So I feel that I would love to build that together with my husbando.
Kevin.
Yes, Kevin.
I think that's a good way of putting it. I think for me, ultimately, it's just I don't want to have kids to give myself meaning or to continue my bloodline or do any or to help the country's economic index.
Normalize not asking women or people in general when they're gonna have kids. Are they gonna regret not having kids? Who's gonna take care of them when they're older? Blah 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 blah. Let's stop. Let's just. So, big disclaimer. This is not bashing motherhood at all. I think it's such a beautiful journey. I am a woman, right? I have maternal instincts. It's just part of my biology. I'm surrounded by mothers, by friends who are moms, family members who are moms, my own mom. And I love that for them, and that's great. And I've seen them just be amazing parents, right? But I'm making this video because this is a part of my Almost 30 series. And for whatever reason, people are extremely interested in my anatomy and in my choices. Or lack thereof, which to me is very, very weird, because I'm not going around asking a mother why she chose to be a mother, or if she regrets it, or how does she feel about not having time for herself anymore. Like, so I don't understand why that's the discourse for, you know, people that don't have kids. Those are always like the same questions that are asked, and I think people just need to let people live their lives. Like, what's it to you if I don't have kids? What's it to me if someone else has them? Like, it is what it is, and there's many nuances to this, and I want to be careful. I think at the end of the day, you know, I'm sure I'm still going to get certain comments, but, you know, I'm trying to be respectful, but at the same time, I'm only making this video because I think that's like a big thing, you know. Now I'm seeing it more than ever because of my age, because of my marital status, and it's like, oh, I'm married, like, wouldn't you guys want to have kids? I think that we're just as much of a family as people that have them. Me and my husband and our 2 dogs. We are a family. And I don't think it makes me any less of a woman because I'm choosing not to have them. At least not right now. I'm not opposed to it. I am super open to it. My mind can change in a few days. It's just right now, and for the time being, that's not in our plans. And people need to like learn how to mind their own business and be okay with that. Like, I just think it's kind of ridiculous that people want to impose like what they've done onto you, and the whole like, well, you're gonna be an old parent. Like, it's 2026. It's 2020, so we got 40-year-olds getting pregnant. Not saying that's gonna be my story, but I'm just saying I feel so young. I feel like I have so much time, and I also feel so much fulfillment in my life. I've ever since I was, you know, younger, like, I've always filled my life with so many different things, hobbies and relationships and friendships. I have so many meaningful friendships and great family members, and I've been an aunt since I was 10, so it's like I've been around, and now I have, how many? I can't even keep up. I think I have 12 nieces and nephews. I nanny professionally, you know. I understand when people are like, you're just not gonna get it until you have kids. Like, you're just, you know, of course, duh. I'm not going to feel certain things until I have one, until I have my beating heart outside my body and all these things, which is amazing, right? But I'm just saying, like, I'm also not dumb. And because of that, because I've sat and I've put a lot of thought into this, is why I've decided to come this far without having children, right? And like I said, I think because I've put so much thought into it is why I've come to this decision. It's funny, I think people that would be the best parents are the ones that have chosen not to. And I think there's still so much in my life that I want to accomplish. Not saying that having kids stops you, but I am aware that there will be a period of time, because I want to stay at home with my kids, right, for the first few years, where everything's gonna come to a halt. All the things, I have so much going on. I was actually talking to my husband about this yesterday. I'm like, dude, I feel like I have so many things going on. It's so hard to keep up, and like with work and, you know, other business ventures and just life and trying to have a social and doing all these things. And, you know, there's something that something I want to volunteer with. And he was like, okay, you need to relax, because like you already feel like you're drowning. Like if you add that to your plate, it's gonna be too much. And I'm just like, I know. And I just feel already so much purpose and fulfillment, and I think it's great that people find their purpose in motherhood. I've never been that person. It was never like, I want to be a mom. Like, you know, I think that will be a part of me. And I think there are people that is, you know, their thing. Like, that's what they're meant to do. That's what they want to do. That's what they've always wanted. But for me, it's like, if I have kids, I think it'll be a part of me. But anyways, like I was saying, it's like I have so much going on right now that if I were to have a kid, I know all those things would just come to a halt, at least for a little while. You know, they get a little older, you're able to get back into certain things, but I'm not ready for that just yet. There's so many things I have in the works. There's so many things that I want to accomplish. There's certain goals I want to meet. And again, I know you're never really ready for kids. Yes, I know. You know, I feel like a lot of people that have kids talk to you like you're dumb. It's like, yeah, I don't have the kid, but I'm also not stupid, and I've been around. I'm almost 30. I've lived, I've seen things, I've lost, I've done all that, and because of all that, and because I know how life-altering this decision is, I've chosen not to take it again. You know, I don't think that takes away from who I am, from my womanhood, from my purpose in life. I feel like I have so much purpose that, like, I can't have a kid right now. Like, you know, I feel like my purpose will shift. And I know I'm talking about purpose a lot because I feel like a lot of mothers do this. Maybe it's to make themselves feel better, or I don't know, but it's like, I didn't have purpose before, or you're gonna have so much more purpose. Yeah, you're gonna have a different purpose, maybe a little extra additional purpose, keeping, you know, your kids alive and making sure that they are prosperous adults and humans in society. But you don't have, and this is to all my girlies out there who are my age or younger or older or whatever, like you don't have any less purpose just because you don't have kids. You don't have any more purpose because you have kids. Like you are, and you exist, and you have purpose because God put breath in your lungs, period. People keep like pushing this and asking all these questions and this and this and this. And sometimes you start thinking about it, like, dang, like, should I just do it? Like almost like giving in to that pressure, which is so wrong. Like you should not have kids for that. You know, and I also think people make certain decisions for the aesthetics, you know, like not thinking about the consequences or how life altering something may be, not thinking, you know, future and long term. Like they just like the aesthetic of having a kid and dressing them up and doing this and doing that, and like having the look of it, you know. That's why some people want certain cars or want certain clothes or want whatever, you know. It's like the status of it as well, which again, I don't think is good enough reason to bring life into this world. There's just so much to talk about this topic. I might make a part 2 or just make a series, I don't know. That another thing is, you know, people talk about having a village, and there's people that are blessed and fortunate enough to have the best village, right? And I have my people, I have my friends, I have my family, but there is no guarantee that the people that are telling you that they're gonna be there for you when you have kids and all this stuff, there's also no guarantee that they're gonna show up when you actually are going through that. Like, I don't know if people are gonna show up for me and my husband when we have our kids. We hope they do, like that would be amazing, but it's like, I can't have kids banking on a village. Like, people that keep telling me, are you gonna have kids? You should have kids. Are you gonna send me money for my kids? Are you gonna stay up late at night with me? Are you gonna come over and take care of them? Probably not. So that's a decision that we have to make, knowing that we'll run the risk of potentially going through parenthood alone. And then the whole discourse of like, you're gonna regret it, who's gonna take care of you? And I know there's people that think not having kids is selfish. I think having kids for the purpose of who's gonna take care of me, am I gonna regret it? Am I gonna be lonely when I get older is selfish, because you're thinking about yourself. You're bringing life into this world for your own gain. And that does not guarantee you having kids. You could be the best mother. I've seen it firsthand. You could be the best mother. You could give them the best life and all these things. You having kids does not guarantee that they're going to grow up and want to take care of you. Like, you don't know that. You're still running a risk, whether you have them or not. You don't know what they're going to decide to do with you. They could stick you in a home and bye-bye, ciao. You know, so I think that's just not a good reason, at least in my head. Maybe it is for other people. In my mind, I don't think that's good enough of reasons to have them. And I think I'll feel ready when it's the time, we will then navigate that. But as of now, I think there are practical things you can do. Like, again, you're never really ready. Of course, I understand that. But there are practical things that you can do. I would love to pay off some debts. I would love to reach certain metrics and goals and do certain things which are achievable before I bring life into this world. I want to be in a much better place financially. And, you know, I think having kids in my 30s, I'm going to have a better outlook on life. I already do. I've lived so much crap, you know, in my 20s that it's like, I feel like your 30s are your new 20s. Like, I feel like I'm gonna be in the best like moment of my life, mentally, physically, spiritually, everything. So anyways, I think there's a lot more to talk about when it comes to this. So let people live their lives. Let people do whatever the heck they want to do. It doesn't affect you if someone has them. It doesn't affect you if they don't. Let's stop bringing other women down for their choices, okay?
Every time I think I would even consider bringing a child into this world, I think about the fact that we're going to be fighting over water in like 15 to 20 years. And I just think that that's so unethical to bring a child into that. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, you're overreacting, like you're thinking too deep, You're not thinking deep enough. This is the coldest summer we'll ever have for the rest of our lives. We will only record hotter temperatures every single year that we're alive. I personally hate the heat. It overstimulates me. I'm thinking that bringing in a child to the world that I know is only progressively going to get worse, pass.
Whenever the conversation pops up of why don't you have kids or why aren't you going to have kids, I never hear nobody say this reason, but this is my main reason. Y'all shoot them schools up too motherfucking much and y'all act like that's normal. So you want me to give birth to something that I'm going to be overly in love with, overprotective of, and then have to worry by my phone for the rest of my motherfucking life if I'm going to get a crazy ass phone call saying, I'm so sorry. No. Y'all just like, what the fuck? That shit happens too much. I was talking to this girl and she was like, why don't you want kids? Is it, because you haven't found the right person? I was like, no, that's not it, because I don't have a problem when it comes to vetting a man. Like, y'all be going for the worst hood niggas in the world, nigga that's in and out of jail, nigga that don't got no job, a nigga that's mad, mean, and nasty, and then go have mad kids with him and be like, I don't know what happened. I don't be in that situation. I told her, yeah, y'all shoot them schools up too much. She said, oh, that ain't a good enough reason. Shit happens every day. You just gotta take a chance. You take a chance on playing the lottery, putting in a raffle, seeing if you gonna win something, whatever the fuck. Not no motherfucking chance on if my kid gonna be in a fucking school shooting. I'm not taking no chance like that.
One of the most, if not the most important reasons I don't want to have children and will not be having children is because obviously by the time I am 100 years old, I will be a superstar extraordinaire, and I imagine I'll have like an inheritance. I'll be sitting on or jewels. Even so far, my engagement ring, I was like, I'm gonna have my things. I'm gonna have all my things, and there will be wonder about who the heir to all of my things is, and I will get to have like, oh, well, this ring is actually left to my friend's child because she is a cutie pie and fun and my friend's child. Like, I don't need my own kids, but I want the mystery of also my siblings, like my nieces, my nephews. They'll obviously be in the running, but like, I'll get to make them all bid for my affection because it won't be obvious who gets my stuff. It'll be a mystery. It'll be dangerous, maybe even. It'll be like Game of Thrones.
At 45 and being childless, I feel like there's a lot of stigma around that. And you hear a lot of negative conversation around it as well. But here's the thing, is that I have cousins and a lot of my friends have kids. and I help out with them. And I think that we only think that being a mother or parenting is because you actually birthed the child. In reality, there's a lot of value to being a part of a community and supporting other people with raising their children. Because ultimately, a lot of parents are needing support. And I think it's super disheartening when people make comments about you not having a child, despite the fact that you have been active inside of your community and helping people raising their children as well. And I feel like that counts a lot more than what people give it credit. And I feel like a lot of us that are helping out don't do it because we're looking for recognition. I've always wanted to be a foster parent. I've always wanted to adopt and or just be a parent in general. Once I got married and was with someone that actually wanted to be a father, an active father. Yet because that part of the equation has never happened, I still am childless. And I don't feel bad about it. I love watching my cousins and my friends' kids for a week or two and helping out because it still matters. I get to make an impact on their children's life, just like I would be making an impact on my own kids' lives. Everyone has a purpose and plan and a calling. So when I do get the ability to show up, I choose being a part of supporting my family. And I don't feel like that makes me any less of a woman. And I want to say cheers to the mamas that have babies and cheers to the friends and family members that are also being a part of that community and supporting, because it all matters and makes an impact.
All right, y'all, that is a wrap for today's video. I just want to say a special shout out to the Childfree gang. Thank you guys once again for all your continued support for this channel. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, video ideas, or anything else, please send me your email request to childfreelt@gmail.com. Again, childfreelt@gmail.com. Okay. So once again, thank you guys so much for the continued support of this channel. Thank you for getting me to over 6,000 subscribers. If you are new to my channel, please make sure you hit that the comment button, and please make sure you put new subscriber on my channel. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to check you guys out in my next one. Bye.